In this section, we are going to learn how we can use the calculator to compute the money weighted return. So let's look at this example. An investor starts with a portfolio of $100,000. At the end of the first year, the portfolio is valued at $120,000. The investor then adds $9,000. At the end of the second year, the portfolio is valued at $135,000. So we are asked to calculate the money weighted return. So this is how we are going to calculate the money weighted return. The first thing we need to determine is the cash flow occurring at each year. Okay, so we need to first of all determine the cash flow at time zero. Now at time zero, the only cash flow that occurred is 100,000. Okay, so this is an outflow from the investor's perspective. So the cash flow at time zero then is minus 100,000. Now at time one, the only cash flow that occurred is $9,000. And this is also an outflow from the investor's perspective. So we are going to add minus to that 9,000. Then the final value of the portfolio at time two is $135,000. So we are going to assume that this is an inflow to the investors. So we are going to use the cash flow worksheet to determine this money weighted return, which is basically internal rate of return on these cash flows. So we'll press CF. Okay, once we press CF, we'll press second function, we'll press CEC. So this clears the memory of the cash flow worksheet. So we can now start inputting our values. So the cash flow at time zero is minus 100,000. So we'll press 100,000. We'll press this plus or minus here to add minus. We'll press enter. We'll press arrow down. We put the cash flow at time one. So remember, the investor added 9,000. So that is also an outflow from the investor's perspective. So we'll put minus 9,000. We'll press enter. We'll press arrow down. We'll press arrow down again. We'll put the final cash flow, which is the final value of the portfolio. So we assume that this is an inflow to the investor. So we'll put 135,000. Okay, we'll press enter. Now, once we have put in all the cash flows, we'll press this IRR button here. Okay, we'll press compute. Now, once we press compute, we'll see that the internal rate of return, which is also the money weighted return, is equal to 11.78%.